Prompt engineering is the process of giving instruction to LLM model to get the required output. You go to OpenAI and do some chatting, you write some prompt, you get the output. The ease of doing this prompt sometimes makes us feel there is not much to learn in it. But that's not true. There is a science behind the prompt. There are few principles which we can follow to get the better output. In this video, I'm going to cover all the basic science and principles to get you the better output for your particular application. So I have categorized the prompt principles into four basic principles. One is clear and specific prompt. Second, give model time to think. Third, prompt chaining, break the task into subtasks. And fourth is iterate your prompt. So because of the four principles, the length of video could be really long. So I've decided to divide this particular principles video into two videos. In first part, I'll be covering clear and specific prompt. And in second part, I'll be covering the remaining principles. So let's start with the clear and specific prompt. So include the details, every detail which you can think of regarding the prompt to get the better output. Let's say if you wanted to understand about the Mexico election or president there, if you're going to write who's president, that won't be sufficient. You have to give who was the president in Mexico or who is the president now in Mexico and how frequently the election held. This will give us the better output. Try to give all the necessary information which you actually have at that point of time to get the maximize the output. Another example is, let's say you have some meeting notes, you want to summarize it. If you are going to write summarize the meeting notes, that probably will summarize it, but to get the output in a particular structured fashion, you have to tell you wanted it in a single paragraph, you wanted it in certain format, like you wanted every speakers what exactly are the key points, what are the like takeaway from that particular meeting. Just ask that particular thing and your LLM model will give you the better output. While prompting LLM, specifying the output you need is also really important, whether you want the output in JSON or HTML or in any other format. So most of the time what happens, we have LLM model where we are either doing the API call we have on local. We are just calling that particular LLM and we get the output. That output is passed to another program. That program needs the input in certain way. To get the particular input type of input, we have to specify which kind of format do you want. That will be really helpful to make a complete pipeline and make it more useful for you to create the final pipeline with this particular LLM model. Third point is ask model to adopt some persona. So I'll give you one example. Let's say there is one essay which you have to score between 1 to 5. So it totally depends like who is writing that essay. In this example, the essay is like I like chicken. Chickens are fluffy. They give tasty eggs. If you'll ask the LLM how exactly is the score of this particular essay, it might give you score 2 because that is not something which is expected from the adult. But if you have like asked the LLM that you are the first grade teacher and based on that give the score of this, then probably LLM can give you the score 4. So giving some kind of persona can give you the better output. There's another principle is few short prompting. So short here means giving some example to LLM like LLM, ChatGPT, anything. I'll give you one example here. Example is, let's say user is asking, will Santa bring me present on this Christmas? Without any example, AI will say Santa is a fictional character and that won't believe that any gift is going to come in this Christmas. But let's say you wanted to make this particular prompt for your child. So what you can do, you can give AI some examples like how exactly to behave in front of a child, and this application is specific for the child. So the example here is given, is the tooth fairy real? So you already wrote give the example, right? Of course you told everything about the tooth fairy, like this is the correct. So when after this particular example, if you'll ask the same question, will Santa will bring me presents on this Christmas, then that LLM model will say yes, absolutely. and it will give all the answer related to it. It won't take the answer on the basis of the previous context, but it will actually give you the answer based on the examples which you have given. So giving the examples to the LLM sometimes help to get the better output. So I'll summarize the first principle, that is clear and specific. Give as much context as possible to LLM to get the better output. Ask it, give LLM some kind of persona and give some examples to get the better output.